Namaste and good afternoon to all of you. Today is the third day of our online classes. So, without wasting our time, let us start today's class. Before we start today's class, let us have a quick recall of what we have learned yesterday. So, we use a device that is ammeter to measure the electric current and its connection in the circuit. You can see the circuit here. Ammeter is always connected in series with other circuit elements, and we have to take care of its polarity while connection. Then we studied a smaller quantities of electric current. The first quantity is 1 milliampere. So as a second one is 1 microampere. Next, the another important concept we have learned yesterday is conventional direction of current and the direction of flow of electrons. The direction of flow of electrons in the circuit. See, the direction, conventional direction of current is always from positive terminal to the negative terminal of the battery or cell. But the direction of flow of electrons is always from negative terminal of the cell to the positive terminal of the cell, opposite to the conventional direction of current. So then we learned another important fact, that is to have an uninterrupted, undisturbed or continuous flow of electric current in a circuit. Okay, uninterrupted electric current in a circuit, continuous flow of electrons through the circuit is needed. So electron has to circulate, okay, through the circuit without any break, okay, without any interruption. Next, electrons do not flow through the circuit by themselves. So the electrons, they do not flow through the circuit by themselves. Then what is needed to maintain the constant or continuous flow of electrons through the circuit? Something is needed to maintain the continuous flow of electrons through the circuit. What is that? So next, we have observed in the nature, okay, the motion of different objects, how things like air, water, football. So we took a few examples in the previous class and we learned how things like air, water, football and heat flows from one region to the other region. So we learned, air and water flows from region of high pressure to the region of their low pressure area. And football started rolling from high gravitational potential, a region of high gravitational potential to low gravitational potential. And heat always flows from the region of high temperature region to low temperature region. So with this important piece of knowledge, so today we are going to find answer for two important questions. The first one is, what causes the motion of electrons? What causes the motion of electrons from negative to positive terminal of the battery? Electrons, they move from negative to positive terminal. What causes the motion of the electrons from negative to positive terminal of the battery? And the second question is, okay, electrons are not just moving from negative to positive terminal in the external circuit. Again, they start cycling. Okay. So till you switch off the circuit, they start cycling in the external circuit. And what causes this cycling of electrons? How this continuous motion of electrons, that is cycling, is maintained? So these are two important questions we are going to learn in this class. Also, we are going to learn another important question, that is electric potential and potential difference. Okay, we'll take the first question. What causes the motion of electrons from negative terminal of the battery or cell to the positive terminal of the battery? Fine. So to find the answer, we use the previous knowledge. So we use the previous knowledge of yesterday's class, that is how things started moving like air, water and football and the heat. So all these objects started moving from their high pressure region to low pressure region, high potential to low potential, high temperature region to low temperature. Similarly, electric charges moves from the region of high electric potential. Here I'll call high electric potential. So in case of football, it is potential, gravitational potential. Here in case of electrons, it is electric potential. So okay, high electric potential to a region of low electric potential. Then the next question will arise, which is the region of high electric potential and which is the region of low electric potential in the electric circuit. See, this is the electric circuit. Here a cell is connected here. Cell has negative terminal as well as positive terminal. See, near the negative terminal, you can see the abundance of electrons. More number of electrons are crowded here. You can say electron cloud. So this is the region of high electric potential. And the positive terminal is, so where the number of electrons are less, that is 0. So that is a region of lesser electric potential, low electric potential. So electrons always move from this high electric potential to low electric potential through the external circuit. This is the external circuit in which bulb is connected. You can connect even other electrical appliances. That is electrical, that is a external circuit. So fine. Now battery or electric cell provides the required electric potential difference in the circuit. See, this cell, or even you can connect battery, provides the potential difference. This is the potential difference. Here the number of electrons are more, here is 0. There is a great difference. Difference means, so the number of electrons at the negative terminal minus the number of electrons at the positive terminal. Say here we have 100 electrons. So minus 0 electrons. 100 minus 0 is 0. Sorry, it is 100. 100 minus 0 is 100. 100 electrons. So difference is maximum. When difference is maximum, electrons flows continuously, so with high speed. So the battery or electric cell provides this potential difference. Fine. So next, battery helps to maintain the continuous flow of electrons. Electric current in the circuit. Therefore, we call battery or cell as a source of electric current. So why we call this cell or battery is the source of electricity or electric current? Because it maintains the potential difference. It just maintains the potential difference. Once you maintain the potential difference, the electrons, they run by themselves from negative terminal to positive terminal. So you need not to do anything else. You just maintain the potential difference. Electrons, they start moving from high electric potential region to low electric potential region. Okay. Now, you think now electron start its journey from negative terminal of the battery or cell and travel all the way in the external circuit. External circuit means maybe a bulb or fan, whichever the gadget you have connected, and finally reaches the positive terminal. So now I'm going little bit deeper. So I'm going to study the journey of the electron in the circuit. Okay, you think electron has started, a first electron started its journey through the electric circuit and finally reaches the positive terminal. What next? The question will arise, what next? So what happens to this electron, where this electron is going to settle? Assume, we'll make an assumption. So assume that this electron which has reached the positive terminal of the battery settle on the negative terminal, negative plate of the battery or cell, electric cell permanently. We'll take this assumption and we'll check whether this assumption is right or wrong. Okay. If this happens, if suppose that electron which has reached the positive plate of the battery or cell settles there permanently, you think in a very short time what happens? Large number of electrons which are coming from the negative terminal reaches the positive terminal and settle there only. If we make this assumption, it means electric potential difference becomes zero after some time. Why it becomes zero? We'll take some diagrams, that is pictures, and we'll see why the potential difference becomes zero. So if the potential difference becomes zero, then what happens? Then there is no further flow of electrons. If in two tanks, okay, if the level of water remains same, then there is no flow of water from either of the tanks. In the same way, if the potential difference, electric potential difference between positive and negative terminal remains same, there is no flow of electrons. If there is no flow of electrons, there is no current flows. Okay. For time being, so try to understand this. For time being, we'll take electric potential difference between positive and negative terminal is nothing but difference in electron number between positive and negative terminal. So we'll take case number 1. So this is the cell and this is the negative terminal. At this terminal, say there are 100 electrons present. This is the positive terminal where 0 electrons are present. No electron is present now. So what is the difference in electron number between the positive and negative terminal? It is 100 at the negative terminal minus 0 at the positive, that is equal to 100. So what potential difference now, it is 100 because I have taken potential difference is nothing but a difference in electron number between the positive and negative terminal. So potential difference is 100 now, 100 times. So it's a big number. So if the potential difference is very big, very huge, electrons, they move very fast. Fine. Now, in case 2, what I'm doing is, so I'm going by our assumption now. So now the electron, 10 electrons have traveled all the way in the external circuit and now they have reached the positive terminal and settled. Out of 100 electrons, 10 electrons have reached positive terminal and settled on the positive plate. Now what is the difference in the electron number? That is potential difference. 90 are there at the negative terminal minus 10, that is 80. The electron number difference, that is potential difference, is 80, which is less than 100 previous time. Okay. So now, because the difference in electron number is less by 20, the electrons speed from negative terminal to positive terminal becomes less. Now it means current becomes less. So as the potential difference becomes less, the current also becomes less. As you know, in two tanks, if the water level difference is more, the water flows from one tank to another tank with greater speed. If the difference is less in water level, so the speed of water flow is less, the same way. Now I'll take case number 3 when the number of electrons are 50 at the positive terminal. Means half of the electrons from the positive terminal have successfully reached the positive terminal and settled there. So now the difference in electrons number is 50 minus 50. This 50 minus this 50 is equal to 0. The potential difference is 0. When the difference is 0, there is no further flow of electrons. See, this is taking place in very, very small interval of time, within few seconds. See, if potential difference is 0, it means there is no further flow of electrons and there is no current flow in the circuit. See, this is actually what is happening according to our assumption. If I go by our assumption, this is what is actually happening. But in reality, in our day-to-day life, when you connect a cell or a battery in a circuit, there is always a continuous flow of electrons till you switch off. So there is no decrease in the electric current, and there is no question of current becomes zero. So there is always a continuous constant flow of electric current. Then our assumption is wrong. What is our assumption? So electrons, all the electrons from the negative terminal, they come and settle at the positive plate of the cell or battery. This is what we have assumed initially. This is wrong. Means what is happening? See, what is happening? So we'll try to find out, try to solve this riddle using our previous knowledge as well as some observations. We have been observed that when a cell or battery is connected in a circuit, current produced is constant. There is no decrease or increase in the current. It means difference in electron number must be same between positive and negative terminal. So the difference should be always 100. If it is 100 initially, throughout, okay, throughout the time duration, so if you are using a battery in a circuit for 1 hour, throughout this 1 hour time, the number difference, electron number difference should be 100. See, after 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, even after 45 minutes, at the end of 1 hour, 60 minutes, should be the difference in electron number should be same. That is 100 only. If this number should be same, this difference in electron number between the positive and negative terminal should be same, that is 100, then what is the condition for a battery or cell? The condition is the battery has to okay, pump this electron, the first electron which is reaching the positive terminal, okay, should not settle here, should not settle here. There are 99 electrons now, so one electron has reached positive terminal. This electron should be pumped or pushed to the positive terminal. Okay, so for this, okay, the battery or the cell is doing work. Okay, so my question is, listen here, as soon as the electron reaches the positive terminal of the cell or battery, it is pumped or pushed to the negative terminal so that battery can easily maintain the same electron potential difference between positive and negative terminal, means the same 100. So again, so there is one difference. Again, if this electron is pumped back to the negative terminal, it becomes 100 minus 0, it becomes again 100. So fine. My question is, at this stage, do the battery really need to push the electron from positive to negative terminal? That pushing is required? If so, why? Yes, answer is yes. The battery or cell has to push. Why it has to push? Because here electron is being pushed towards the electron's cloud. This electron is being pushed towards the electron cloud because they are like charges. Here electron cloud is there, and this electron cloud is repelling this electron. There is a force of repulsion between these like charges because they are like charges. We have studied, we have learned in class 8. So like charges always repel. So this electron, it gets repelled by this electron cloud. So for that, the battery or cell has to do lot of work. The battery or cell has to exert force on this electron to push against the force of repulsion. How much force it has to exert on the electron? Which is greater than the force of repulsion. Then only the electron will reach the negative terminal. Means it is doing work. The battery is doing work. Cell is doing work. So what do you mean by work? We have learned in class 9. When a force, a certain amount of force is exerted on an object, and the object has to displace through a certain distance. Here the object is electron. So force is exerted on the electron and the electron is displaced through a certain distance. So work is done on the electron to move this electron from positive to negative. You can see a system of water, okay, in this diagram. So I'm trying to explain, okay, this whole phenomena of pushing the electron from positive terminal to negative terminal using this simple example, which in which you are okay familiar with. See, in this diagram, there is a tank containing water, and it is kept at the terrace. It is on the first floor. So at a greater gravitational potential. Now a pipe is connected to the ground floor. So where electric pump with motor is uh, assembled to this system. Again, from the electric pump, there is a pipe assembly back to the tank. So it is this whole thing is resembling your electric circuit. See, this is a continuous and closed path. Okay, this exactly comparable with your electric circuit. So what is the water here? Water is nothing but electrons flow, and what is this edge, this end? This end is the negative terminal, and this is positive terminal, and this is external circuit, and this end is the positive terminal of the cell or battery, and this end is the negative terminal again. So, or this end, when water reaches till this is the negative terminal. Fine. Like electrons are flowing by themselves if you maintain the potential difference, required potential difference through the external circuit from negative terminal to the positive terminal, the water flows by itself from this negative terminal to the positive terminal. Okay, and that means from the tank to the electric pump because of gravitational force. So by itself it flows. You need not to do any work. So like electrons are flowing from negative to positive. Once the that is water reaches this bottom, that is electric pump, just assume electric pump is not in the on position, it's switched off. So is there any flow of water, further flow of water? No, there is no further flow of water. Like electrons are coming and settling here, water has come and settled here. Now if you switch on the electric pump, then the pump is doing work on the water. So to pump the water till this point, water cannot flow through this pipe by itself because so your gravitational force is pulling the water downward. In order to push the water through the pipe, okay, so the pump is doing work against the gravitational force. Here also the battery is doing work on the electron against the force of electrostatic force of repulsion. So there is a electrostatic force of repulsion. So electrostatic force of repulsion. 1 minute, students. Okay, fine. There is a electrostatic force of repulsion. Against this force, the battery or cell has to push this electron. So I hope you can easily understand through this analogy example. So fine. So we'll go to the next chapter. That is example slide, which you can understand easily. Fine. So in this slide, we are going to define the electric potential now. Fine. See, here there is a electron cloud, like electrons present near the negative terminal of the battery. There also will find large number of electrons, that is electron plate. Here electron cloud. Because of this electron cloud, there is a electric field. So what is electric field? So you can easily understand by observing this figure. See, because of these electrons, there is a electric force. There is a electric force all around this cloud. This is an area or region where electric force is felt. That is called electric field, like magnetic field. When you place a magnet, around that magnet, there is a magnetic field. So for some area, okay, there is a magnetic force. How do you know that? You just place another magnet near the magnet which is already placed. It will either attract or repel. Through that you can see, you can able to say there is a magnetic field. Here also, if you bring another charge here, electron, that electron is pushed away, it is kicked away. So you can easily conclude there is a electric field. So what is electric field? It is the area surrounding to the electric charge where electric force is felt. That is called electric field. Okay. See, this electric field as felt up to this boundary line, this line, okay, this curved line. So after this, there is no electric field or there is no electric force. So that is called electric potential is zero here. But when you go within this, there is a electric potential. So the point where there is no electric force is felt or there is no electric field, that is called infinity. Why I am calling this point infinity? Because I am using the word infinity in the definition. So the point where there is no electric field, that is called infinity. Now, in the definition of electric potential, okay, electric potential at a point in an electric field. See, this is a point A. I have marked here a point A in the electric field. This point is inside the electric field. Okay, is the work done is defined as the amount of work done to move a unit charge from infinity to that point against the field. See, at the point of infinity, electron is placed. I need to move this electron from infinity to point A. So here, from point infinity, this is the point infinity, till this point I can easily move without much effort. But once the electron has brought into the field, electric field, now the electron starts experiencing the force of repulsion because there is a electron cloud. Like charges, they repel the electron. So now I have to do lot of work to push the electron from here to here. So that work, whatever the work I am doing in moving this unit charge, this is unit charge, from infinity to that point in the field, against the field means opposite to that field, direction of electric force, against the field, opposite, in the direction I am moving this unit charge in the direction opposite to the electric force, electric field. So whatever the amount of work I am doing to move this unit charge from infinity to that point against the field is called electric potential. So this is very important definition for the point of exam. So I hope you have understood this concept using this diagram, that is this diagram. So fine. Now the next thing is, we have a mathematical expression for electric potential. Just now we defined. If you go by the definition, so we'll easily arrive at the equation. It's a potential difference, that is electric potential, is the work done to move a unit charge, okay, from infinity to that point in the field against the direction of field. So the definition is, this is the electric potential notation. V is the notation we use, is equal to work done divided by charge. So W by Q is the expression, mathematical expression we use. And one more important question we are going to learn, that is, what is potential difference? Electric potential and potential difference, there is a slight difference, not much difference. Okay, again imagine the electron cloud. Because of electron cloud, there is an electric field, a region around the electrons where electric force is felt. Till this boundary, electric field is there. So And when you go beyond it, there is no electric force, there is no field, so I'll call it infinity. This time I am moving the unit charge from a point A to B inside the field only. In the previous case where I defined electric potential, I moved the charge from infinity. Here I am taking the charge from A, which is inside the electric field. So to B, point B. Here also I need to do work to move this charge from A to B. So potential difference between 2 points. See, at this point, the electron has certain potential. At this point B, the electron has certain amount of potential. In which point the potential is greater? At point B is greater, because so according to the, okay, I will explain you in the next slide why the potential is greater at point B compared to point A. I will explain you in the next slide. Okay, now to move this unit charge from A to B, I need to do some work. This work done to move this charge, unit charge, from one point to another point against the field is called potential difference. Potential difference between 2 points in an electric field is defined as the amount of work done moving a unit charge from one point to another point in the field. So like gravitational potential difference, on the ground it is 0. Again, when you go higher and higher, potential increases because height increases. Always there is a difference. When you take two different heights, first floor and second floor, okay, the gravitational potential is more at the second floor compared to first floor. There is a difference. So in the field, you take any 2 points, there is a potential, but there is a difference. Always there is a difference in the potential. At B it is higher, at A it is less. We'll see why it is greater at A and less at B. Okay. Now how to define the electric potential at A? Again, I am imagining the same electron cloud. There is a field till this boundary. How to define electric potential at A? You go by the definition. What is the definition of electric potential? Amount of work done to move a unit charge from infinity to point A. Because here the distance is more, the work done is more. The same charge I am moving from infinity to A and infinity to B. Because the distance is more here, the work done is more. Because work done is more, potential is more here. So when the same charge I am moving to another point B from infinity, that is potential. I am defining electric potential at point B in the electric field. Because the distance is less. Okay, you know clearly that this work done is depending on the displacement, directly proportional to displacement. If displacement is less, work done is less. So VB, potential at B, is equal to work done by work done to move the charge from infinity to B, WB, by the unit charge Q. So it is less because of distance is less. So we take the difference now. At this point, it is potential is VA. At this point, it is VB. So what is the potential difference? VA minus VB. So we'll simplify it. VA minus VB, that is potential difference, is equal to, what is VA? VA is nothing but WA by Q. WA by Q minus VB WB by Q. WA minus WB is equal to, so work done at A minus work done B divided by Q. The LCM is same, Q. So this is the expression we use to calculate the potential difference when work done to move the charge from infinity to these 2 points are given. Remember, potential difference. For potential difference, we have two expressions. One is this. This we use when the work done to move the charge, unit charge, to two different points are given. Okay, WA minus WB divided by Q. And one more equation is there. We'll see what is that. That is potential difference VA minus VB is equal to work done divided by charge. So same expression that we have used to calculate the electric potential, W by Q, also used to calculate the potential difference. So next we have defined electric potential, we have defined a potential difference. Now we'll come to the SI unit of potential difference. SI unit of potential difference is volt or joule per coulomb. How we got this? So the expression is V is equal to W by Q. What is the SI unit of work done? Joule. What is the SI unit of charge? Coulomb. So it is joule per coulomb. Joule per coulomb. This can be also written as joule coulomb to the power of -1. Okay. Let us define 1 volt of potential difference. This is very easy for you people now. So we'll write the equation, we'll make that work done 1 joule, charge 1 coulomb, then we'll substitute in the equation 1 by 1 is 1 joule per coulomb. In statement, potential difference between any 2 points in an electric field is said to be 1 volt if 1 joule of work is done to move 1 coulomb of charge from one point to another point in the electric field. Okay, that is the definition. Okay, next we'll take some numericals on the electric potential or potential difference. Try to solve. First one, 20 joule of work is done to move a charge of 2 coulomb from one point to another against the electric field. What is the potential difference across these 2 points? Again, list out what is given. Work done is given 20 joule. Charge is given 2 coulomb. So what we supposed to find is potential difference, question mark. Write down the equation, required equation, V is equal to W by Q. So substitute the values. Work done is 20 joule, charge is 2 coulomb. 20 by 2 is 10 volt. The potential difference is 10 volt. Second, potential difference of 5 volt is maintained to move a charge of 50 millicoulomb. It's not micro. Millicoulomb from one end of the conductor to another end. Calculate the work done in this case. So what is given? Potential difference is given 5 volt. Charge is given, it is millicoulomb. Students, you have to be more careful when physical quantities are given in the units which are other than SI units. Here it is given in millicoulomb. So convert this into coulomb, SI unit. So 50 into 10 raised to -3, milli means 10 raised to -3. So coulomb. What is question mark is the work done. Required equation is V is equal to W by Q. Rearrange the equation for work done W. So take this Q to the numerator of the LHS. V into Q, substitute the values now. V is 5 volt. So when you are substituting the volt in the formula, avoid substituting the volt. That is, in place of volt, you can substitute joule per coulomb into charge is 50 into 10 raised to -3 coulomb. So simplify this, we'll get 0.25 joule. So similarly, students, for 500 joule of work is done to move a charge across the ends of the conductor. Potential difference maintained between these 2 ends is 5 volt. To find the amount of charge. So here you are finding the charge and you are given the work done and potential difference. So all the 3 are of different types of problems I have taken here. Required equation, V is equal to W by Q. Rearrange this time to solve Q. Q is equal to W by V. So substitute the values and you will get the 100 coulomb. So this is fourth one, somewhat different. Charge of 100 coulomb, charge is given, write down, is moved from infinity to point A and point B. Okay, so conceptual understanding of potential difference is very, very important to solve this problem. So last slide I showed of electric potential difference. So you just recall. So is moved. So from infinity to point A and point B in an electric field. When the work done to do so is 100 joule and 105 joules. See, 100 coulomb of charge to move from infinity to point A, work done is 100 joule. Same 100 coulomb charge to move from infinity to point B, we need 105 joules. So respectively, calculate the potential difference between the points A and B. So write down what is given. Charge is given. Then work done to move the charge from infinity to point A, that is given. Then work done to move the charge, same 100 coulomb charge to move to point B is given. So in this situation, the equation is V is equal to VB minus VA. Then W by WB divided by Q minus WA by Q. So then LCM WB minus WA, and both are given 105 joule minus 100 joule divided by 100 coulomb. So simplify it, you will get 0.05 volt. Okay, students. So far we have learned many important concepts like what constitutes the flow of electrons through the circuit. It is potential difference, electric potential difference. Then what constitutes the continuous flow of electrons through the circuit? Not once, okay, n number of times. That is battery. Battery or cell connected in the circuit maintains the same potential difference between the positive and negative terminal of the battery. So battery will do work, cell will do work to push the electrons which is reaching the positive terminal to the negative terminal against the gravitation, that is electrostatic force of repulsion. For that, cell uses the chemical energy stored inside it. So that chemicals converts into electrical energy. So chemical reaction takes place. Through that reaction, chemical energy converted into electrical energy. So electrons are immediately shifted or pushed to the negative terminal, so that same potential difference is maintained throughout. So then we learned electric potential. What is electric potential? Is the amount of work done to move a unit charge from infinity to that point in the field against the direction of electric field. So then we learned a potential difference. It is the amount of work done to move a unit charge from one point to another point in the electric field against the direction of electric field. Then we defined, that is, we have learned what is the SI unit of potential difference. It is volt. Potential difference is also called voltage. Remember, voltage. So volt is the SI unit of potential difference or electric potential. So how to define 1 volt? See, 1 volt is the amount of potential difference between the 2 points in an electric field when 1 joule of work is required to move a 1 coulomb of charge from one point to another point against the field direction. And we solved some of the numericals here. Students, I will send all these slides to you through the WhatsApp, and there is one worksheet. I am sending you the worksheet which covers the concepts of all the 3 classes, including electric current, numericals on electric current, and potential difference. So you solve this worksheet today and tomorrow by 1 o'clock. You have to send to my Gmail. Okay, I hope you understood all the concepts. If you have any doubts, please, you can call to my number. You feel free to call to me, and you can also send your questions to my Gmail. I will be happy to answer your questions. Okay, thank you. Thank you all.